All right, we got podcast number 2, mimosa time. We have made it to 2021. We're still alive, COVID free, so you can tell we haven't seen a lot of people. It's been an interesting year. Perhaps we could open up with some, what is it called? Some,
Topics?
no.
Conversation?
Yeah, we're gonna conversate, alright. And I'm gonna drink this mimosa. I'm already 2 mimosas deep, so
That's not a mimosa anymore.
this is mostly just champagne with a little bit of orange pulp. That's all it is. Reflection. That's what I was gonna say.
We're gonna reflect back on 2020.
Reflect on 2020. All the scary times and hiding and crying and the uncertainty.
Question.
Yes.
When you think of 2020, or when you write,
Yeah.
because you haven't written your Instagram post, I don't know if you can do it, but do you think back of it as 2019 and write 2019, or you're just like, it's 2020, you're writing 2020?
It's 2020.
Because I was writing my post earlier, and I was writing 2019, and I was like, what am I doing? It's 2020 yesterday. Why am I doing 2019? Well, because I used to be a TA, and I used to write the year every day. And now it's just like, ever since I stopped being a TA, when am I writing the year? When am I hearing the year?
I don't know.
I forget what year are we in? 2030?
2032.
Okay.
You're 2 years
I'm
behind.
2 years behind.
Robots have taken over. We now have computer chips in our brains. This is all a simulation.
Who's president?
I think it's the Microsoft. Vice president is Apple.
Huh.
Yeah, funny how that worked out.
Interesting.
I know, right? It's been an interesting time.
Huh.
$600 stimulus checks, though.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna save it. I can't do anything with $600. $1,000 barely even gets you by anymore. Do you remember?
$600. Yeah, I'm gonna pay my rent. Oh wait, it's not enough.
That's like half your rent.
Wait,
That's like a car bill. That's not even a down payment on a car. It's like, remember when you were a kid and $20 was like play money? It was like, ooh, I got $20.
That's what I was scoring for when I was a kid. I didn't want no $1, $5, or 10. I wanted a 20.
Yeah, when I had $20 when I was like 11 years old, I was balling. I was like, I'm gonna get some candy. I'm gonna buy shit. I'm gonna get like a Nerf gun. Not really, but I was gonna get a lot of candy. Now it's like $1,000. $1,000 is the new $20. When you're an adult, the $1,000 is your $20.
$1,000 is still a little bit though.
That is,
Like,
it's not that much.
No,
money.
it's not, because
That's crazy.
I would get financial aid, and it's just like when I would have money left over after paying for my classes, paying for my books, backpacks, and all that. And with what I had left, I was like, that's not enough.
There's like some oil billionaire out there who's like, oh, $1 million isn't that much money. Fuck it. Just dollar bills at the strip club all night. $1 million. Just ooh, some really lucky hooker just got $1 million rained on her by some
Don't you mean a
oil
stripper?
prince. Yeah, stripper, hooker. They're not necessarily the same thing.
No,
I
they're
can't
not.
say that.
No.
They both take off their clothes though. Unless you're a hooker and your specialty is not taking off your clothes. I don't like that. You know that some people have sex like and they still like wear their underwear? They just like move the thong to the side.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Anyways,
Back to the reflections of 2020.
Oh yeah. Scary. I don't know, weird. So much weird shit. That's what 2020 was. 2020 was like a dream. It was like
It was a roller coaster.
Yeah, but it didn't take you anywhere. It was like the roller coaster has coronavirus.
Well, it took us to places. We had to move states.
Yeah, that's true. We did move states.
Get different jobs.
Got different jobs.
I had to leave my family.
Yeah, leave your family.
Deal with mental health problem issues.
I came here.
So it was a roller coaster.
Yeah, I came here to be with my family and they left me. It's funny how we have opposite problems. You
You're gonna enjoy what your mom's gonna say after listening to that.
I know. She's gonna be like, I didn't leave you.
You left me, remember?
Yeah. You left me first. That's what she's gonna say. 2020.
You know, people like everything you see online right now, it's pretty much like bashing on 2020, like you suck, blah blah blah. But honestly, it's like if people were actually grateful. I mean, we always count our blessings. We do our daily blessings.
We write affirmations.
We write down our affirmations.
To make God happy.
To make ourselves happy. To remind ourselves that even though it's a shit. And I love how. So I used to do that.
Yeah.
I used to write down good things, but I would do one good thing. One good thing during the day. And I would go sometimes day without writing anything because if something good didn't happen to me, I wouldn't write it down. But when I brought it up with you, I started to realize that my mentality from like when I was 22, when I first did that, to now doing it. Sometimes like on my good affirmations, I'm blessed to be alive. Or I'm happy that I was able to wake up today with no pain. When something like little like that, when I was younger, I was like, that's not a good thing. It's an everyday thing. But now it's just like, no, it's a blessing.
Now you appreciate it.
Yeah, because with what we're going through, the pandemic, there's people that wake up in pain or, stuff like that. I'm lucky that I wake up with no symptoms. You know?
I wrote that once. I wrote, I'm lucky not to have COVID-19. That's what I wrote.
And it's very interesting that we started it like 3 months before COVID hit and like when everyone went bananas. So we have like literally from January, February, March-ish where we're just like, oh, good things. We went on a date. We went to watch this movie. We went to Six Flags. And then I am blessed I don't have COVID. But it's just like, even those small little things though, we should be really grateful that, hey, we went through 2020 without getting sick. Because we didn't get sick. You didn't get sick. I was coming down with like the change of state and change of weather. My throat would get dry, so I'm always with the little one cough, or I do like 1 or 2 coughs, and then I would do my throat tea.
That's called baby COVID.
And then I'd be fine for the rest of the day. There was no cough. I just had to, keep myself hydrated and take a lot of vitamin C, a lot of vitamin D, and I didn't get sick like in 2019, remember?
I know you
It was like snotty, and I was like, and then it was during the time that people think they had COVID, before it was a thing. And then people said that I had allergies, and I was like, I don't know, but I wasn't sick like that.
When did people start talking about COVID?
Well, when I used to work at the school, around October, November, I already had coworkers in that school. They were starting to get sick. Around December, some of them were getting worse. Some of them sounded bad. A friend of mine, she was so bad. I've never seen her that sick.
So they're patient zero.
I don't know, but the thing is, like, okay, so they were sick, but they're saying that if you have COVID, it transfers, right?
Yeah.
So with the school I was working at, if some of them did have COVID, then I was exposed to it. I didn't get sick.
It's because you're superhuman.
And it's funny how when like February came in before we all closed down. It's like that one student, if you're sick, turn around, go home. We don't want you here. Like, we're not risking it. But then again, during December, a lot of people were sick. Because during winter season, a lot of people do get sick. I get sick once a year, usually November, December, where I get sick. But I did it in 2020. Thank God. I surpassed it. But see, those are things that we need to be grateful for. I also wrote an Instagram post, you saw it, that I said that something that I take away from 2020 is being able to spend time with those that are very near us, those that are very close to us, because we wouldn't have been able to have bonded, well, I wouldn't have been able to have bonded with your family if it wasn't for COVID.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, it's a bummer, but we're supposed to go to Kansas in April. It didn't happen. I was super excited. It didn't happen.
I just wanted to see my family because I didn't want to be in LA. I was afraid that LA was going to burn to the ground.
I mean, it kind of is. I mean, it did. The forests were burning and,
I was afraid it was going to burn down and then, that was back in March, and then like in September it actually did burn to the ground.
It was before September, babe. We moved here in August, so it was in December, like June, July.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't remember. But
remember that one time when we were living in Glendale, and there was a fire near us, and we had been like home all day. We decided to go to the movies. We walk out, and it smells so bad. It was like ashy. It smelled disgusting. Like it burned our noses to smell. When we were on the 5 freeway, we saw that it was burning like that. It's like that recycling thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was near us. Remember that was on fire?
Yeah, that was on fire.
I think that's actually the closest fire I've ever been to where I can smell it and it's so bad. But then here, we also had fires in Washington. Remember the time we had the window open and I had to stop working out because I was inhaling that air and it smelled so bad.
It was pretty bad.
I think it was for a good 3 days that it smelled really gross outside. But I feel LA has it worse though.
It did. 2020 has been the book of revelations. That's what 2020 has been. Apocalypse. It's just fires.
I think that's what people expected in 2012.
Yeah.
They were like, the plague and the this and the that. It says in the Bible. I think it had just happened in 2020.
Yeah, 2012 was so lazy that it waited 8 years to happen. It was just sitting back drinking mimosas.
Hey, but LA is blessed that they haven't had that big earthquake like people have been saying that they were going to have.
Oh yeah, I mean that'll probably happen this year or something. Just continued craziness. You know, they got a variant of coronavirus, and before they know it, it's gonna be raining frogs.
Yeah, before all that happens, I'd rather have my family be pulled out of LA.
Pharaoh, Gavin Newsom's gonna come out. He's gonna see.
What'd you call him?
Pharaoh. He's gonna step
Pharaoh.
out. Pharaoh. He's gonna step out of his pyramid and see it's raining frogs, and he's gonna tell the frogs to self-quarantine. He's gonna put fines on all frogs that are outside after 10 o'clock, except the ones that work in the film industry. The frogs that work in the film industry can keep working.
Why frogs?
Because they're raining from the sky. It's the apocalypse.
I would expect them more like fire. It's raining fire. Blood.
Oh yeah, blood. He'd be like, don't discriminate against the blood. Welcome it into your homes. Welcome it. People, it gets a bad rap. Blood is good for you. It's life. Inject it. I don't know. They just run things very weird. This whole year has been bananas. I was telling my mom, I was like, it's the generation before us who's at fault for all these crazy kids that are around now because they didn't raise them properly, and it's my grandparents' generation that's at fault for like raising these kids and them electing like these politicians that are in office right now. The ones that have been there for like 40 years and they just refuse to die because they're so pumped full of steroids and Adderall, and they have the fountain of youth somewhere on Capitol Hill that they're just hiding. Every morning, Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi just take a dip in it. They swim. They drink from the fountain of youth. Or they sacrifice a virgin and just bathe in their blood. That's what they do. I wouldn't put it past them. I found like people worshiping like an owl god in Northern California.
Yeah, I'm sure you did say that.
Yeah, they make like this like makeshift like sacrifice.
But people believe in different things, though.
They do. I can't blame people for believing in funny shit. People believe in like Catholicism. Like there's a lot of funny shit in there too. No one questions it. It's been the norm for so long. They're like, oh yeah, Saint had her like head decapitated and she could totally talk for like 5 minutes and just like say that she's not mad at the person that decapitated her because she's such a good person. It's the norm, you know? It's fine.
As long as
we don't
we got them through 2020 and they're fine.
Look, I don't blame, like, if you believe in something and it helps you if you do something, if you believe or do something that gets you through the week, it makes you a better person, and you're not imposing it on anyone, you're not forcing it upon anybody, the more power to you. Like, let's say, like, I don't know, like, if you have to, like, go to church once a week to be a better person, that's fine. If you gotta smoke a joint, like, at the end of your night, or you gotta, like, drink a glass of wine at the end of the night just to unwind a little bit because life is hard, like, it's cool. I don't blame you. See, look, mimosa time right here. Come on, drink up.
You know, it's like, okay, like, we're talking with your grandpa, who we're able to spend Christmas with, which I'm sure you haven't spent like a holiday with your grandpa, right?
Nope.
I mean, he's spiritual. He made that clear.
He is.
He's spiritual.
That's a new thing.
There's a difference between being religious and spiritual. Both parties, they consider themselves differently. I think I'm more on the spiritual side than the religious.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your grandpa is more deeper spiritually than I am. I'm kind of like.
Oh yeah, no, he's.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes to church every Sunday, and all
yeah,
that.
but with what I'm going with is that we had a religion talk, and it's not like he's trying to force it upon us. I mean, not really on me, because I mean, I feel like I'm more spiritual than you are.
He's intimidated by you.
But stop. But he was more like, and he made it clear, like he's like, I'm not trying to force it on you. I'm not trying to like see you my way, But she's like, this is what I believe in, and I'm like, and cool, good for you. I've meddled with religion. Some things didn't work out. Some things stuck to me, and stuff like that. I've read the Bible a bit, not the whole thing. It's
too
I
big.
probably should. I mean, haven't you read the book?
Nope. Oh yes, I did read it.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say the Bible.
No, haven't you read the book It?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. You got me that for Christmas last year, and I'm barely in 101, I think.
That's because it's a bad book. Just say it. You don't like
No, I like it, which is
better.
why right now that you're working on my days off and I have nothing to do, I'm going to finish that Jay Shetty book, and I'm going to go back to reading It. The thing is, like, I like reading books that are movies way before watching the movie. So because I know what happens, I'm kind of like, I'm going to take my time with it. But I know there's a lot of way more detail in the book than what the movie shows, especially the Bill Skarsgård movie, because you said it's kind of closer to
It's kind of like the book,
but not really.
The first part is more like the book than the second part. The second part is kind of like a little.
Yeah, but
it's more like influence.
See, I'll get back into it now that you're leaving me alone on the weekends. I'm gonna be going bananas, which is the opportunity for me. I told myself, I was like, I'm just gonna go bananas for the holidays, for Christmas and New Year's. Eat what I want to eat. Don't overdo it. Start in the beginning of the year, because I had a fallout with exercise. It's more of a hate relationship than a love-hate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of people that have that love relationship with exercise. I've always had the love-hate relationship with exercise. I think you're more on the love side.
Oh, I don't.
I'm on the love hate.
Hard, but
it is.
I love
but
it.
See, you still push yourself to do it. You have a stronger mentality than I do. I dealt with a lot of mental issues that make it difficult for me to be on your level.
You just gotta tell that person to stop.
Not when you've been dealing with these issues for more than like 3 years.
Go
it's
smack
hard.
that person.
It's something that I'm used to.
Smack
and
them.
now within a year, I was able to do a lot. Mm-hmm. But within that year, how long did it take me to quit one bad habit? And then after I quit that one habit, okay, awesome, I achieved it. Then, oh wait, there's another bad habit that you have. You gotta go through it. So it took me like a whole year maybe to remove 2 bad habits, and there's still more.
I think that's life though. Like you're always like removing things from your life, and you're always learning things, and you're growing.
I'm actually doing something about it. I was just like, you know what? I think that's why I'm also in a good mood today. I'm just like, it's the first day of January of 2021. I'm not gonna be all mopey because I ate bad yesterday, but it was so good, so worth it. But I'm just gonna be like, you know what? When have you ever heard me say, we're gonna get up and we're gonna work out before our brunch?
Never.
Exactly. So I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm dealing with vertigo. Screw it. I'll figure it out not to get dizzy. And I figured out what side is the one that's really weird in my body and it doesn't know how to balance yet.
The wrong side.
My right side of the body.
You should explain to people why you have vertigo though, because when you
Ben made me get vertigo. Okay,
yeah,
so
I put a vertigo curse on her. I said, vertigo, go, and then it just went into your body.
See, those are things that actually, like, you have a stronger, like, mindset. I don't, especially with the childhood I had. I feel like I was made to quickly, I guess, outgrow some things or be mature, but I wasn't really able to kind of fully sit down and like feel. So now that I'm able to, I literally like break myself down and bring myself down. So which is why I stopped working out since October, November. I stopped working out. I wouldn't work out like I used to because I used to work out like crazy. I got 1,000 injuries from working out, which was very disappointing. It was like injury after injury after injury, and then I would hold it against you because I'm like, you're a personal trainer and I'm getting injuries. Remember? But it's both of our faults.
Group fitness.
It's both of our faults. But see, now with the vertigo, I was like, before I got vertigo about 4 days ago, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. If I'm craving it, eat it at a certain level. And then once New Year starts, January 1st starts, I'm just gonna go back with, I wouldn't say it's a diet, but I wanna go back to how I'm comfortable eating. Minimize the carbs, eat more vegetables, eat my salad, the chicken, and just having eggs, right? And bacon for breakfast. It's when I feel the more satisfied and the more happy, right? But then vertigo happened, which is thanks to this dude, because I was telling him, I got pain. And he was like, come on, no, because my hamstrings, I bought some weights for Ben's Christmas. I got him some kettlebells. And we haven't worked out with weights for a really long time. And I went hardcore with weights. I love working out with kettlebells though. And I believe maybe those kettlebell swings got to me the most, and the squats with kettlebells. And I felt like a penguin walking around for the next day and the second day after that.
Clenching your butt cheeks.
And then you made me do an exercise with the kettlebell. I should have done it without it. And I kept telling you, I have a pain on the right side. It started like on my shoulder, but then it felt like my traps. And then there was a moment when it like shot up right up to here. So it shot up here, up to my ear, and I was like, I can't. And you like to be, even when I tell you I'm in pain, even if I have one more set to go, you're like, come on, just one more. And I'm like, all right, screw it. Do that last one. And then that's when I laid down and everything spun. It felt like it spun for a good 5 minutes, probably just a few seconds.
Did the vertigo happen because you were exercising too hard, or because
it must have been something? No, okay. So I read that. Okay, so my mom deals with vertigo. It comes and goes, which is what I read. If you have vertigo the first time and if it goes away, it can come back. Same with me being anemic. It can come back, right? Because low iron. And so my mom said that her doctor said she has water in the back of her ear. How do you remove that? I don't know. How do you get water in the back of it? I don't know. And my mom...
Water bugs.
I don't know. That's what the doctor told my mom. But then
water sets.
I don't know. But with me, I was feeling fine throughout the workout. I rolled out my hamsters. I was on the floor. I was feeling fine.
Hamsters.
Sorry, I call my hamstrings hamsters. I call parts of my body
you got
animals.
Quads, crocodiles.
I got the cows.
Cows are calves. Quads are crocodiles.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it was after that exercise. That is just, I don't know what effect it could have done to my ear, because I also read it could be an ear infection, or there's like a tunnel in your ear. Crystals go by it, and something about going to a different tunnel, and it imbalances your body, so your ear, it's sending the wrong signals to your brain and everything, which makes sense because every time I'm getting up on my right side of the body, I feel like my soul is still somewhere behind me, and I feel like everything is just, it feels like I'm drunk every time that it happens, but it feels worse than being drunk and your world is spinning.
Sounds like that Doctor Strange movie when he's like,
yeah.
himself.
Did you not see what happened to me today in the morning? I got up on the right side, so I quickly moved to the right side, and then I was like, I felt it. I was like, this is the strongest I've ever felt it. It threw me back to the bed. I fell to the side. So I stood there and I'm like, it's gonna go away. All right, I'm okay. I was like, it threw me back to the bed. Because that's how heavy it was. It literally, it brings down. It feels like it's bringing me down. but it's pushing me. And I read that you have to be careful because it does cause you to faint. It causes nausea. It has a lot of effects. Luckily, I only deal with my world spinning. I haven't fainted. It feels like I am. I feel like someone's literally pressing on my forehead, but I'm fine. But see, I'm not holding that against me though. I woke up today. I woke up earlier than you did. I had less than 8 hours of sleep, and I was still good to go. And I'm like, we're working out before our brunch because you wanted to work out before mimosas time. And I was like, all right, I'm on the same boat. Yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. And then I'm going to work out tomorrow. I'm going to work out on the weekends, even if I have to do it by myself. Or when you're on break, I'm just going to blow up your phone and be like, all right, you're going to watch me do this. And then after knowing my workout, I'm going to read. I have all these goals in my head. And because my job allows me to have flexibility, which I'm blessed to have because you knew how much of hours I was accumulating last job. And I would still go and work out. And I would do this and I would do that. And, you know, I think maybe that's why I got pretty badly sick in 2019. I would get body aches too. I remember that. And sometimes I wouldn't even sleep.
You're conquering the inner baby. That's what you're doing. There's a little baby in all of us, and it just wants to shit and eat and sleep.
Hey, maybe it's all that sleeping in we did for Christmas.
Yep. Just
yeah, we slept in.
You gotta smack that baby. Be like, no.
So I smack you when I wake up early and you want to stay in bed?
Oh no, don't do that. Sometimes you need to sleep in. Like today, I had sleep in. It's National Hangover Day. Yesterday was the 1st.
But you didn't drink
No, the 31st.
that much.
Today's National Hangover Day. I'm not hungover, but like, it's my excuse to sleep in. That's what it is. It's my excuse.
That's what the weekend is for. Saturday and Sunday.
Exactly. And what
It's
is
Friday.
The weekend. Yep. It's the weekend. Cheers.
I guess because you have your day off.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can sleep in. But see, people like, I'm not starting with complaints with this year.
We shouldn't. You know, everyone should go into this year positive. Like all this noise that people are making, saying their life sucks and everything sucks, and
it only sucks because you let it.
I mean, some people are born into. There are people who
or
are
just
born.
bad juju.
Juju. There are some people who are born into like very shitty lives, and this is like, you can't deny that like some people are born into poverty and they're born into like abusive relationships and they're born with disabilities, and that sucks. And the thing that sucks even more is the truth is that if you want to overcome any of those things, you have to get past those things.
I mean, I've overcome a lot of things though.
You have, but here's like, it's hard to tell people that because no one knows how you feel.
Oh, for sure. I've been there. People would tell me all the time, stop complaining and do something about it. I never did. I've dealt with a lot of abuse, and I was like, it was easier for me to complain, but when someone would tell me do something about it, it's harder when you actually have to do something about it because they're not living what you're living through. They don't know how many times you probably tried to overcome it, to get away from it, and it just becomes harder and harder and harder. But it just comes down to that willpower.
Yeah.
How much desire, how much do you want to be free, or how much do you want it, your end goal?
Yeah.
It's that willpower. And sometimes we forget we even have one. Sometimes we forget we're great, we're wonderful, we're a person.
I blame Disney Channel. Because all these kids watch Disney Channel and they're like, that's how life should be. But life is not like Disney Channel. I blame Disney, I blame Nickelodeon.
Have you not seen the Hallmark movies?
I blame the Hallmark movies. You're not gonna marry a prince.
Oh my god, the Netflix, I mean, they're cute, but it's just like, I mean, I guess because now we're adults. If a little kid is watching it, they're gonna be like, oh. But as adults, you're watching like a movie with the prince, and it's like a normal girl meets the prince. Maybe she did it the wrong way and she's doing it secretly or something, and then she gets to know the prince, and 3 days later, kaboom, the ring.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I can already pick. I can narrate the trailer. I can do that. A normal girl was just going about her day at the grocery store, but then the prince came in. Dun, 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 and then something unexpected happened. Oh, I love the prince. Oh, I love you too, baby. This summer comes the prince and me. A normal girl's story to becoming royalty. That's like every.
Isn't there actually a movie called The Prince and Me?
I think so. I wouldn't put that. That's like every like this.
There's so many movies related to a prince falling in love with just a casual girl.
So if guys watching like Jennifer Lopez like shake her butt in a music video is like masturbation material for men, is like. Are movies like that?
That was a lot of orange pieces.
Gotta swallow that. But if like girls in skimpy outfits is like masturbation material for men, or is like Hallmark movies, like is that masturbation material for women?
Porn?
Probably. Are they just getting off on it?
It's romantic, and if a woman is a hopeless romantic, it's what they desire. Especially if they're single. Trust me, they're gonna be there and they're gonna be eating popcorn. And they're like, I wish my life was like. What were we saying watching Crazy Rich Asians?
So are they like eating popcorn and getting
What were
wet
we
at the
saying
same
while
time?
watching Crazy Rich Asians?
It's like
we wish we were born into a crazy rich family.
I wish I was a crazy rich Asian. I said it. All right, make me crazy and rich, please. All right.
An Asian, because you said you want to be a crazy
and
rich
Asian, of course. That's the most important part. But so what does that mean? Like women are watching that and they're like getting wet, like watching it. Like is it?
Who gets wet while? Okay, if you guys get wet while watching Jennifer Lopez shake her butt, okay, that's you guys. But a woman, maybe some will get wet,
warm?
but some no. Because I grew up watching movies like that. I'd be there and I'd be like, okay, I hate my life because my life is not that romantic. When I was like single for a long period of time, I was like, I hate my life. I'm such a loser. Like, why can't I have a dude like that? That's about it. Like, especially after a breakup. Are you gonna tell me that after a breakup, a girl's gonna watch a movie and they're gonna get wet? No, they're gonna watch a movie and they're gonna cry while eating a big jar of ice cream while watching a romantic movie.
So they don't like rub their hands together and.
No, if you want to know if girls masturbate while watching a romantic movie. No, and none of the women or girls that I know, they don't do that either.
I see.
I can't speak for everyone else because I don't know every woman on this planet, but there's
probably
going to be someone.
It's
probably someone.
It's the same thing with like, so like a guy, right? If like two girls, that's hot, right? Like a guy gets hot.
Why are we getting into this though?
But like, this is my point. So if a guy sees two girls making out, that's hot. But if a girl sees two guys making out, that's gross. Or not gross, but like it's like they don't get the same level of sexual satisfaction from that.
Some girls the thing crazy. Is like it's just towards men. There are some girls who are bisexual or just lesbian. You'll find two girls making out hot. A girl is gonna find two girls making out hot if they're gay or bisexual.
That's right.
Yeah. But it's all towards the two men that people get super weirded out. And I know that because I remember this one time I was in middle school. We were at a shoe store and there was a gay couple. And they were in my aisle where I was getting my shoes. And there was a woman who she pretty much told them to get out of the store because they were making her and her child uncomfortable. I'm like, how is your child gonna know what two men are doing at a store buying shoes? Like, what is wrong with you?
Maybe that child was getting wet.
Oh God. Anyways, going back to the whole 2020s, I don't know how the hell we got off this top. You always have to make things very sexually or perverted. That's how it's you're just a guy, but the thing is, like, not every guy that I've had conversations with can take it that way. It's called immaturity. Anyways, going back to the whole 2020, you do have your moments. Like yesterday, we were FaceTiming my mom, and I was so I just realized on FaceTime you can actually change your face
What did I do that made me perverted with the face?
No, I said it was
thing?
funny.
Oh, it was funny. Okay.
It was funny, and I was going to the whole immature because you got really into
So
that
to be
monkey.
funny, you have to be immature.
No.
You hear that? If you want to be funny,
I
be
did not
immature.
say that. I said you were being funny and immature.
Okay.
But just because I said that does not mean that I'm saying to be funny you have to be immature. You're just adding words to your mouth. You're being both things. Both things are the same thing, and they're not becoming one thing.
I'm many things.
How many have you drank? Are you
I
okay?
had like 3. I've drank like half a bottle of champagne to myself, but that's nothing. When I was 18, I drank 3 bottles of champagne to myself. I told you about that. I was super drunk. If you want to know a crazy story, I had my party at this dude's house. And I think the guy who I had the party at the house, I think he was a pedophile. I think he was like, not a pedophile, but I think he was like, he definitely liked young guys. Because I was 18. And
How's that a pedophile?
well, he was like in his 30s or something like that. He was this big dude.
But
He had, like,
isn't a
lot,
pedophile if they're younger than like 15?
Probably. But I mean, like, whatever I'm saying, this guy was kind of perverted. Like, he would hit on like dudes that were clearly like
Isn't that very common in Hollywood too?
17 or 16, yeah, there's a lot of creeps in Hollywood. I've gone to like some auditions where there's like just people who like, there's this one dude in particular, he was with a woman, and the woman was like, all right, we need you to get naked for this audition. And I was like, no.
And what was the audition about? Was it like a,
It was for like a theater gig. That was the weird part. Like it was.
So
for,
it was something simple.
Yeah.
And when you went in, they wanted to make it sexually for no reason.
They told me that there was gonna be some nudity in it, and I was like, okay, like maybe like.
Do people require that for auditions? If they're going for a movie and there will be nudity, or your character is gonna have sex with another character, and you go for the audition, is that what they're gonna ask you?
No.
Your character's gonna have sex. You're gonna have to get nude and.
They shouldn't have to ask that. There should be no. I mean, like if they want to know if you're in shape or something, like okay, that's a different story. Like they want to make sure that you're not showing up to set. Like imagine you're gonna be cast as Batman. Well, they don't want a fat Batman. They want in shape Batman. So they want to know that you're in shape. So you're gonna have a trainer, right? You might post like a shirtless selfie or something. Just confirm you're like in Batman shape. But if they want to see you like naked, like that's a different story. That's fucked up. Like that's like, okay, like yeah, I know I'm gonna do like a sex scene for this like show, or I know I'm gonna be nude for the show, but you don't need to see me naked. Like that shouldn't be a part of the audition process. The audition process is basically like an interview. It would be like, like if you're a personal trainer, right? And you're having an interview to be a personal trainer at some gym. Like they want to know you're in shape, because most people, they don't want to be trained with someone who's out of shape. So like you have to show up and you gotta show that you look fit. I mean, that doesn't necessarily even mean being shirtless. It just means like, oh, this person looks like they're in shape. They know what they're doing. If I show up and I'm 300 pounds, well, people are gonna be questioning things.
What if you show up and you're fit, and then by the time you guys start filming,
you're fat.
You gain weight, and you're like, I'm sorry. There's so much food.
Then they're fucked. Then they're just like, fuck. Then they fire you. They could fire you, or they could just roll with it, But I don't know. That's never happened before. I don't think anyone would jeopardize their career like that. But yeah, that would be pretty funny. That actually did happen once. Marlon Brando was hired for this movie called Apocalypse Now. And when the director hired him, he was chubby, but the director was like, all right, can you get in shape? And Brando was like, yeah, I'll get in shape. And then when Brando showed up to set, he was even fatter. So they had to shoot around it. And he didn't know the script either. He hadn't read the script.
Was this before he was kind of like exiled?
No, this is when they brought him back. This is after The Godfather.
Oh.
This is after The Godfather.
Yeah, he looked a little chunky in The Godfather.
Now he's way fat.
Oh, no.
Well, he's dead now.
You made me watch, what was the first movie I watched from him?
Oh, On the Water.
On the Water, yeah. So he was in shape.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, but this is what he looks now.
Yeah.
Before. And then I was just like, whoa, what happened?
Ice cream.
And then I saw him at when I saw The Godfather last year. I was like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. But it was way before he hit that big stage.
No, he had a point where he was just very fat.
He's the one you said that they had to lock up his fridge, right?
Yeah, they had to lock his fridge up. I read a story about
I'm going to do that to you.
Yeah, well, I like to eat. I eat food, and I'm going to keep eating food.
Just not my donuts. Those donuts are mine, and I will hold it against you if you've eaten my birthday cake before.
Well, okay, this was...
There's no excuse. No.
I won't eat your birthday cake. I won't eat your donuts. I'll eat your monkey. That's what I'll do.
I don't have a monkey.
I'll eat your monkey. But anyway, on a more serious note.
How many fingers am I holding?
You're holding up two. I'm not drunk. I'm just a little tipsy. I had a few...
Yeah, because I see from your...
I'm tired, alright? I'm a tired person.
But you slept in.
I'm a tired... When I drink, I get tired. That's what happens.
Yeah, this happens to everyone.
And
it's
it's
a downer.
the weather. It's the weather, too. Like, the weather, it's dark, it's cloudy. It looks it looks like a Harry Potter movie.
It's dark because it's 5.
Yeah. It looks like...
That's
no excuse. If you said that in Hawaii, people would be like, what? It's sunny here until 8 o'clock. But in Washington, it's like dark by like 3 p.m. The sun comes out just to say hello, and then it goes back inside and it starts raining.
You know, that's very interesting because that's exactly what happens in Washington. I wake up, I'm driving to work at 7:30. There's still no sun.
Yep.
I get to work, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, maybe 12, but for sure around 1 or 2, the sun is like, hello, sunshine, and then give it an hour or so, goodbye, and it just stays dark for the rest of the day, and I'm just like,
that's exactly
it's just gloomy. It's just gloomy before getting dark.
Yep.
And I'm just like, wow, the sun really just appears for a bit. Sometimes it could just be gloomy the whole day, and there is no sun whatsoever.
Yep.
You can still go outside, but it's just colder. But
it's like that movie.
It's not like LA where it's like, oh, it's winter. But guess what? When you wake up, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the sun is there.
Yeah.
8 o'clock, the sun is there. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11. I want to say maybe it's all there until sunset, and then that's when you get to feel a little of that winter.
Yep.
So that's what I'm used to. So here I'm just like, where's the sun? And
like...
I'm looking, I'm busting a Cindy Lou here singing, and I'm just like, where are you, sun? And it's just like, I'm just going to be waiting and waiting.
Aren't you lucky you don't live in North Dakota?
I'm waiting.
You'd have snow like up to your like hip.
Colorado too, right?
Yeah, Colorado too. Depending where you live in Colorado, I think. I've only lived in Denver, so I don't know how the rest.
Or weren't you like a
Colorado
baby?
is. I was a baby.
How would you remember?
Because I went back there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, wait.
Because I went back. I went back to where this baby was born. Find my roots. Actually, my family used to go back to Denver. Like, they do like vacations there. Like, we'd all rent like a hotel room and like hang out, go skiing, rock climbing, that kind of stuff. One year, a bat flew in to the. It was a bat or a bird. I think it was a bat. A bat flew in through the chimney, and it took us an hour to get the. It was a bird or a bat. I can't remember. It's one of the two.
If it was a bat, I would have been like, "Can I keep you? I'll train you if you don't
give
me any."
No, it was a bird. It was a bird. I'm sorry to anyone in
things.
Denver that knows there are no bats there, but a bird flew down our chimney, and we had to get the bird out through the chimney. It was really weird. It took us like an hour. I've never seen anything like it. A bird just flew through the
down
chimney.
a chimney.
The bird flew down the chimney. It just was hanging out.
I wonder what it thought while it was going down. Well, when it saw it, and then when it went down,
it was
what it thought.
What the fuck? There's a house. What's in? What? I did not expect to see this. I went down this cave, and there are people in this cave. There's these weird creatures. They're 100 times bigger than me. Fuck! They're trying to get me. Ah, just flapping its wings. Ah, I need to go. Ah. What the fuck do birds think? Birds are little dinosaurs. What do they think? They don't have a mind. They're just like, gotta fly.
Have you seen a bird without, like, it'll have like one foot, but it'll be missing the other one? They're just like, I'm just like,
I saw that in LA on Santa Monica Boulevard. There was this one-footed pigeon, and it was an asshole.
See, that's what I miss here. It's like here, it's like seagulls everywhere. I'm just like, a seagull? You only see seagulls at the beach in LA, and there's pigeons. Because there's pigeons everywhere. I'd step out, and it's just pigeons, and I get here.
Pigeons.
Yeah, because sometimes we'd be in school, and we'd be at the lunch tables,
No.
and then we'd be sitting there, and then a pigeon would come and be like, "What's that pigeon?"
You miss pigeons?
I miss pigeons.
No.
They're just like, they're just there. Especially like those nice, actually, some of them can be nice colored. Okay.
I don't like pigeons.
I barely see crows here.
There are big crows here.
But they're big. I've seen them where I nanny, and it's sometimes I'll see them hanging like on top of the house.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'll be like,
just give them a few more years. They'll be the size of people.
Actually, Dad told me that in Portland, they're bigger.
Yeah, pigeon.
I'm just like, how big do birds get? Like, do they change within states?
It's the crows. They're getting bigger. They eat.
What do they eat?
They eat
flesh.
They eat McDonald's bags and like all the trash you leave out. They're getting big.
They're mutating. Do not litter.
They're getting big.
Do not litter.
Just give them 20 more years.
See, there was this one time back in LA. We had a bunch of crows in front of our yard. And I remember I told my mom, and I don't know, I get weirded out. Usually when there's a shitload, you think, oh, there's a dead animal or something nearby, right? I think there's also this saying that if you see a lot of crows, someone's gonna die or something like that. And it's just interesting that there was just a bunch, but they're like babies compared to the size they're here. They're like babies in the front of the yard. Like now that I think back to the crows in LA, they're babies.
Yeah, crows they'll snatch up your kids. They'll snatch them up, they'll take them to the crow lair and they'll eat them. Or they'll genetically modify them into bigger crows. That's what they're doing.
That's what they do.
The crows are snatching up babies and eating them and becoming bigger. Give them 20 more years, they'll be the size of people. They'll be telling us what to do.
I mean, dogs, if they stand with their behinds, they can be pretty tall.
Yeah, dogs are getting smart too. It's going to be a war against crows and dogs.
Have you not seen the dogs that, if you buy them those machines that say words, like the dog we saw, and she said, sit, come,
oh, yeah.
And then she wanted the toy, she was like, play.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, why did I learn this when I had my dogs, like, beginning? I would have taught them to speak
because
to me
that's
that
for
way.
rich people. That's a rich people invention.
Yeah, that's
rich people are ahead of the curve on everything. They got the money, they got the technology. They're gonna make their dogs like half dogs, half people. They're probably already screwing their dogs, making dog people.
God.
They got money to do it. Think about it.
You know, sometimes you just have to make things so disturbing for me, and I'm just like, I'm out.
But that's what I do, you know? I'm trying to put a smile on your face, even one that you don't really want. What's that face for? It's funny. I got a twisted sense of humor. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
we're just opposites when it comes to humor. Your humor is more dark.
You have sophisticated humor.
Your humor is more dark, and you'll laugh at the wrong moments, or you'll make inappropriate jokes at the wrong moment. You're the type of guy that would go to a funeral and just start laughing or making jokes. You're that type of guy.
It depends who dies.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So there it is. And I'm the type of person where
I wouldn't do that. It's making me sound like a monster. I'm laughing at someone's funeral like I'm a Bond villain. Just twirling my mustache. I'm like, he died. I'm not like that. But I do have a dark sense of humor, though. You're right about that.
you do have a dark sense of humor.
I can't help it. I think some inappropriate things are funny.
Which is pretty funny because when we watch funny movies, especially those dumb funny movies, we'll be laughing at different times. I don't know if you ever noticed that.
Yeah, I have.
Like you'll laugh and I'm just like, and then I'll laugh and you're probably like, why did she think that's funny? And then you laugh again and I'm just like, that was so dumb. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, it's weird. You're intellectual. That's what it is. You have glasses. I have muscles.
But see, no. But it's just like I feel like I'm a bit more compassionate. Like there are some like things that I take more seriously than you, and you're just like, but think about it. It is kind of funny, and I'm just like, if I were in that situation, I wouldn't want someone laughing at me. So no, I'm just not gonna laugh. But there's some moments where I'm just like, I can't help it. And I'm just like, okay, it's a little funny. It's a little funny, but yeah, we're just different on that. Which is the same thing as donuts. We were talking about yesterday, and you were asking me what type of donuts I like, and we're completely opposites. We both like different type of donuts, and he was like so shocked, like it was such a bad thing. But then I looked at him, and I was like, why? We'll never touch each other's donuts. I'll have mine and you'll have yours.
Yeah, so we'll never have to worry about someone eating the other person's donuts.
Exactly, because I'm not going to touch yours. Like, I don't like jelly-filled, jelly-filled donuts.
Depends what kind of jelly-filled. Like, if it's got,
See, you like raspberry, but I like...
Strawberry, raspberry.
If I were to ever do a filled...
Can't have cream in it.
I like the cream.
No, that's just
like
a donut full. It looks like a donut full of, like cum. That's what it looks like.
No, because sometimes it's like a banana cream something.
I don't like that.
I do. I even like that in
that.
cakes. Like, in between the layers.
Sometimes. Maybe. I like chocolate. Like, if it was full of, like, chocolate, like, just regular chocolate. Not chocolate, like, not chocolate filling, but, like, chocolate, just regular chocolate, like, melted chocolate. I'd be... What if they did donut chocolate lava cake? But it's not lava cake, it's just...
The shape of a donut?
It's a donut that's like a lava cake. It's just got the chocolate inside it and it melts when you eat it. I'd eat that. It's a donut. It's a lava donut.
Sell it.
Lava
Make
chocolate donut.
Sell it to Krispy Kreme, or make a Krispy Kreme here. There's no
Once
Krispy Kreme in Washington.
No,
well, it's like 2 hours away from us.
There's a Krispy Kreme,
or Canada,
but it's not in Bellingham or Ferndale. That's the
no,
problem.
it's in Canada or Seattle. Those are the only ones, and it's literally we can't cross the border. We can fly over, but we're not flying.
Yeah, isn't that weird? You can't drive across the border, but you can fly over the border. Like, one is safer than the other. You'd think that if you were just driving in your car, it was just you and a friend, and neither of you or your spouse or your kid or whatever, that's less people than being on a plane. Like, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
I don't get that
they're just
logic.
trying to help the flight. They're
If
just
you're
trying
closing
to help the aviation industry. That's all they're doing. They're trying to help the airplane industry.
Makes sense.
You have something
Because
in your lip.
if
There we go.
look how much I have.
You got a lot of pulp in there.
I did.
Pulpy.
If you wanted the safest route, it would be driving instead of on the airplane.
Yeah, the airplanes. You were telling me about that dude from Florida that like died mid-flight, and he was on his way to LA.
They're from LA.
Or they're from LA.
They were in Florida.
And they were flying from Florida to LA.
They were flying from Florida to LA. The dude had symptoms before getting on the plane. Wife, husband knew that there were COVID symptoms.
They still
and he died mid-flight, and the EMT helped him for the CPR and everything.
And the EMT got COVID. See, this is why I don't understand it. It's an airline. I mean, alright. It's an airline. It should know, like, they should have some way of knowing if that person has COVID or not. I know it's an airline coming from Florida. Sorry for anyone in Florida. But Florida is like the Wild West for the United States. Like, it's like anything goes there. It's all open. There's no restrictions. You can do whatever you want. Then in LA, can't do anything.
People are still doing it, but
people are still
it's
partying.
Crazy.
But here's the thing: do you really think they should be able to turn water off at people's houses in LA? They're having party.
Power, water.
Those are essentials. That's like basically saying like, oh, you didn't follow my rules. Guess what? If you're not gonna save people from dying of COVID, I guess I'm gonna kill you. That's what they're saying. They're saying if you're not gonna save other people from getting COVID, I'm gonna kill you. Ha 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 ha. Here's no water, no power. What will you do? They're fucking villains. That's what they are. Eric Garcetti of California, you're a fucking villain. Fuck you. No, I'm done.
Give him like a few minutes. He's gonna go back into that round again.
Maybe, but it is frustrating. It's like, oh, you're gonna get someone's gonna get sick, huh? You're gonna be responsible for killing them. Well, I'm gonna kill you. Die. Then again, most of these people are TikTokers and like they live in the TikTok house and whatever. And personally, look, no offense to people at TikTok, but you die. I've looked at TikTok.
I wouldn't say die. I just would say be more responsible because you guys have the more views.
Yeah.
You guys have the younger
They don't
views.
care though. They're not gonna listen.
So they're just spreading the message of we're young, you're young, we're gonna live forever. But
they're not gonna listen.
Who's making most damage nowadays? Young people.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing though, like I've looked through TikTok before. Most of it is just women twerking. That's all it is. It's just women between 18 to like 30.
Why are you looking at women twerking?
I'm not. I'm just scrolling through TikTok. It's just women twerking.
Well, you must have then put women twerking.
No, it just comes up. That's all it is.
Well, why do I see different type of videos on Instagram of TikTok?
They're not showing what TikTok really is. What TikTok really is 50 to 60%.
Says the dude that has like girls on bikini at beaches and stuff on his feed.
On my feed? But that's because those are followers. They're just... This is getting too personal. We're gonna have to cut. It's gotta cut. It's gonna turn into a big fight. No one wants to see this. Look, look. If there were dudes like in underwear and they had like abs and they were your friends, it could be fine.
Look, I don't have friends that are like that, and I would find it a big disrespect if I were to have that on my feed when I can actually watch it from you. Why would I want to see it on someone else?
You don't have to, but it's everywhere though. It's like you go down like West Hollywood, like drive through. There's already billboards with.
Oh my god! This one time I was in Vegas.
Yeah, see, look.
Me and my cousin were driving down the strip. We saw. I think he was trying to play like Cupid or something, but it was like a man. Okay, it was a man with a diaper. I believe I still have a picture on Snapchat. I have it saved there. It saves on memories. But yeah, he had a diaper. He was walking around. No, a bib! He was acting like a baby. He had a bib with the diaper. There was the dude next to him was dressed up too. I don't know what it was because the baby stand out more. I mean, who's gonna stand out more? The baby one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a dude, like an older dude, dressed as the baby, walking down the strip.
Yeah, see, like you're gonna see that shit no matter what. It's gonna happen. It is what it is. It's like, we're gonna go to the beach. We went to the beach. There was that woman in the thong smoking the joint, just hanging out.
Yeah, you were like, look, she's smoking a joint. I'm like, are you sure that's the only thing you're looking at?
I'm not looking at anything.
Yeah.
But it's like
I'm
when you
kidding.
drive a...
I'm messing with you.
I'm getting fucked with so hard here. It's not cool.
Have I ever made a big deal? Have I ever made a big deal out of it?
Not really, no.
No, I'm messing with you.
Nah. But you got that fiery side, though. You might just...
Because I'm Latina?
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of fiery women. Any woman could be fiery.
Exactly. Have you not seen shows?
But mostly Latinos and Italians. Let's just get that out of the way. Most of them. I'm just kidding. Look, any woman can be Italian, but... or fucked up... any woman can be Italian. Any woman
I think we should call it a night. You've been drinking a lot.
I'm good.
Any woman can be Italian.
Any woman can be fiery. Oh man. Here's the thing. Any woman can be fiery. What I was going to say is, like, all women got a little fire in them. Everyone's got a little fire. But the thing that's weird about women is, like, if a woman cuts a man's dick off, like, because she's super mad or that dude, like, cheated on her or something, women are gonna support that woman. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, cut that dick off. Fucking throw it in the garbage disposal. He deserves it. He fucking cheated on you. Stupid fucking dick. Chop that dick up. Feed it to the dog. Ha 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 ha. But here's the thing. If a dude said that about, like, a woman's clit because she cheated on him, people would think that dude's a psychopath.
They're gonna come with.
They're gonna be like
hammers and.
They're gonna think that dude's a psychopath. Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, he cut her clit off. Oh, but she cheated on him. Oh no.
When women make jokes that involves sexual harassment or any type of harassment toward a male,
yeah, and
they make the joke and everyone's laughing, but then you said, oh, let's switch it around. If a man said that joke about a female, no one would be laughing. He'd be getting reported.
It's the same thing with, like, sexual harassment in Hollywood. Remember when you were talking about that a little earlier? You're talking about, like, I was talking about the audition that I went to and the person was like, get naked. I've told people that story before and no one gives a shit. But I bet you if it happened to a woman, though, it'd be different. It'd be different.
Be like, who was it?
But here's the thing. It's like this. Look, remember when the Me Too thing was like had a lot of power and like it was great because they got rid of sickos like Harvey Weinstein, which by the way, people have been talking about that dude for a long time. I even heard about it while I was interning at a production company. Like people knew he was a fucking pervert and no one did anything about it. And then just one woman came up and stood up and like shut him down and started a whole movement. It's great. But look, Terry Crews, also some dude like grabbed him by the dick. No one cared. They didn't, like, is that still in the news really? Like, no one's talking about Terry Crews getting his dick touched. I think the dude who did it, like, he lost his job or something, but he's not in prison or, you know, he doesn't have any charges, like, against him or something. Don't quote me on that. Maybe he's been sued or something, but it hasn't been as big of a deal. It's like this, like, all right, if a woman's got to fuck Harvey Weinstein for a role, people are going to be very upset. But if a dude's got to fuck like a woman for a role, hey, you know, that's just part of the deal. It's like, come on, bro, take one for your career, bro. She looks like a sack of garbage, but you gotta do it. You're gonna be Batman, son. Go get it. Just saying. There's a lot, but there are some double standards. But here's the thing too, it's like, if I had a daughter and like someone had done something terrible like that, like someone was trying to coerce her into having sex for a role, like I'd be pretty pissed off. But I'd be more pissed off at that than someone like trying to coerce my son into like having sex for a role. Just because I don't know why that is. Like I'd still be upset, but like this feels like it's a double standard.
I feel like some father would kind of be like, well, good for you.
Yeah, that's what they think. It's like it'd be a joke.
I don't know if it falls down to the masculinity and that you men are strong.
Yeah, men are strong.
And women are the ones that need to be saved. They're weak.
Yeah.
And it just
It's
it has
the
to do
stereotypes.
with that. Yeah. It's wrong in any way. Female, male, it's wrong. No one should be doing that to anyone.
Look, we should all just become docile, fat people. We should all look alike, and then we won't have any problems.
Wally?
Yeah, exactly. Who lived the life of Wally? The Wally movie. I don't know. It's a weird. There's so many weird things going on. It's so weird. It's so weird. I feel like I'm living in like a movie sometimes. Like 2020, like we were talking about, like reflecting back on 2020. It felt like a Batman movie without Batman. That's how shitty it felt.
Where's my Batman?
Yeah, like where's Batman?
We're probably still gonna be there for some of 2021, most of 2020.
They've only vaccinated like 2 million people.
But it's the priority, the hospitals.
Yeah, they said they were gonna vaccinate 20 million people by the end of the year. It was like 2 million. It's like, I like your optimism, bro, but it's not really realistic. It's not happening. Nobody's doing it. Did you hear about the person who said that we need to, there was like some professor from like Pennsylvania or something like that. Don't quote me on this, but there was this professor who said that like we shouldn't vaccinate old people because the majority of old people are old white people. We should vaccinate
you told me that.
minorities. And I'm like, why don't you just vaccinate everybody? Like, can we not, is it impossible for us to vaccinate everybody?
Which is why I said no one should really be saying who should get vaccinated or not. It should be for everyone.
It should be but if you have a priority list, it should go to the people who are most vulnerable. And It should go to the people who are on the front lines. It shouldn't be like, oh, discriminate from like this group or make it about race. It's like, no, we're all in this together, people. We're all like, yes, like people with lower socioeconomic status and people who are essential workers, of course, like, you know, like there's going to be people who have different circumstances and different situations who are impacted differently. But at the end of the day, like, we should all be supporting each other, and we should all be like, you know, we should be in this together. We're all in this together. It doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, we all can can make an impact in this, you know, like some people, yes, you're born into shitty situations, like you're raising a multifamily house or something like that, which is why Los Angeles is so fucked. But part of the reason why Los Angeles is so fucked is because these people, they talk about how they're like there to help, you know, the lower class, and they're there to like help people who are struggling. But yet in Los Angeles, the only two social classes that you see are the rich and the poor. There is no middle class. The middle class is struggling because taxes are too high, because the cost of living is too high. And then it's like you only have these two classes, but then they're saying that they want to help the poor people, but all there is poor people and rich people. It's like, all right, it seems very hypocritical to say that you're trying to help these people, but these people can't even help themselves because the state is so goddamn expensive. And they got paid for so much shit, and then they're shutting people's businesses down. And a lot of these people work in businesses, you know, that have been shut down, and now they're struggling, or they're undocumented, and they can't get stimulus money, or they can't get unemployment. And then they're fucked because the business that they go to try and support everybody in their household is shut down because the government said so. But yet it's the same government that's saying that they support these people and they want to help them. Like, they're full of shit. Like, it's a bunch of hypocrites. These politicians, they don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. And it's like, when you say like this vaccine should only go to like a certain group of people, it's like, okay, so are you saying that there are no black old people? Are you saying there's no susceptible, like, Hispanic old people? Like, okay, maybe, like, the demographics are a little off when it comes to race, but we're all into this together. Like, we shouldn't be, like, trying to say, like, this should go to this person, this should go to that person. When it comes to race, like, it's not about race. That's not what it's about. It's about everybody, you know, who's working and battling this thing on the front lines, and the people who are most susceptible to dying. You know, we know who those people are. We should be helping those people. It shouldn't be a racial thing. This virus is like, okay, like, because of people's certain socioeconomic statuses, it could, you know, impact one race more than the other. But like, to make it all about race, like, that seems silly to me. We have people of different races in all socioeconomic classes. That's part of what makes America so great. I mean, yeah, there is, like, you know, there is that institutional racism that is built in, of course, but we're making progress and we're helping people. And to say that, like, most of the people who are old are white people, you know, that doesn't mean that there aren't any old black people or there are old Hispanic people. Like, I guess, like, they gotta die because, like, these other people gotta live, and that person's gotta die because these people are gotta live. It's a fucking mess. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's my rambling for today. I don't know, what do you think?
Banana.
Banana, yes, a banana. What a passionate speech I just had.
Banana!
Yeah, go
No,
banana.
no, it's what I tell you all the time. It's just like, we really don't have the power to, even though we claim, especially those politicians, to say, especially when it comes down to race, who needs it and who doesn't. They all need it. They're all human beings.
Yeah, everybody needs it.
It's the same thing as, I don't believe in the what's it called? The death penalty. So I get it. And like, you bring up a good point. The only ones that should probably be under death penalty is, like, you know,
if you're a rapist or a child molester.
But here's the thing though, I always think of, like, okay, the people who are on a death penalty, if they committed a crime, if they killed someone and stuff like that, they're no one to take away someone's life. But those who are in power, you're also not entitled to be, I guess, your own God, to be like, all right, now we're going to punish you with taking away your life. You're not God. You're just a human being as well. And it's just like, so many people, like, there's been innocents that have been convicted and given the death penalty, which I don't like. It's like, you don't have the full enough evidence to do that. You don't. So the same thing as, this race is going to get it, screw this race, we'll rather have them die. It's better if the population becomes smaller. It's the same shit too. They're all human beings. except the ones that commit a crime. They do need a punishment. Death penalty, I don't really agree with. Because you can have those 3 strikes and it can be not as bad as committing murder or stuff like that. And hey, they can give you the death penalty.
So basically, you're saying like, who has the right to tell who gets the vaccine?
No one
Just
really
like-
has the power of
Are you saying that the people who are in power shouldn't have the right to like? People shouldn't have too much power to say who lives and who dies. That's basically what you're saying.
yeah. Like, okay, population is a lot. Okay, yeah. It's gonna happen no matter what. Let's say, boom, half of the population is brought down. Guess what? Women can still have kids. There's some women that are not okay with just 2 kids. Gonna have more kids. It's not, I don't think it's as common as before. I mean, my mom has like 11 siblings.
That's a lot of kids.
9 siblings.
Your grandmother was a busy woman.
I don't think TV. I don't think they really watch much TV. But yeah, I know people who have, their parents have a lot of siblings. And I think now with our generation and our parents' generations too, you see like maybe 3, 4, 5 tops. And that's it. You don't really see like a big amount. I do know a few people that have like 6 kids, 7 kids, and I'm just like, wow.
That's pushing it.
But it's just like, population's gonna grow no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You control it, cool. Maybe you can control it for a few years, maybe a year, and it's gonna go back to being overpopulated. Especially LA. Everybody likes to go to LA. I don't know why. It's really hard to do anything when there's so many people walking by.
It's because people will go there to be famous. That's what they want to do. They want to work. They want to be famous. They want to be actors. They want to be actresses. They want to work in the entertainment
Yeah, but a lot of people
industry.
have the acting and have the a lot of TV shows and movies up in Canada.
Yeah, but if you're American, that's the easiest place to go to. And a lot of people from different countries will go there too. Like when I went to the New York Film Academy, like the only people who really went to the New York Film Academy were people from like Europe and South America that came from money. That was the only people that really went there. I was like the one poor white dude. I was like going to like people's mansions. They're like, oh
So
yeah,
that's the dude that owns a lot of pairs of shoes and clothes when I moved in with you. And I was like, bro, I only have like 3 pairs of shoes. You got like 6.
Yeah.
Now my clothes
But
and my shoes have gone bigger.
Those are saved from like 5.
You
plus
don't
years.
wear them. You're just like a rich person. Do you know how many shoes they own? They probably only worn it once. Look cute with pictures like, yes, I'm here. I am taking a coffee. I'm wearing this new outfit. Do you see them wearing that again? No. No, no, no.
I wear the same thing every day.
Except shoes. Shoes, you do hoard shoes.
I've been wearing
I made you throw some out because I was like, I have never seen you wear this.
Okay.
At least donate it.
But here's my point. When I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 other people, regardless of how many pairs of shoes I had, it was still my living situation. And I had classmates whose parents like put them in mansions. Like they had a whole mansion to themselves. There was this one kid who like had a mansion in Hollywood Hills, and he had a maid, and it was like, yeah, it was his own mansion. He had a Lamborghini out front. His dad just gave him
You
that.
weren't poor though. I didn't see holes in your clothes.
I wasn't poor. But
I mean, eventually they did.
I was
but...
poor. No, I was poor. I wasn't bum poor. Like I wasn't living on the street poor. But like I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with like 3 other people. Like that's poor. That in LA, that's poor.
In LA, that's called having roommates, so we can all split.
That's called being in college. But like these people, like a lot of them that like went to the New York Film Academy, like they came from money. They came from money and they got like their own rooms and they got their own houses and they got their own mansions. It was either that or they were taking out student loans. There were only 2 types of people that came there. There were the people who came from money and the people who got out of the military so they could use the GI Bill. Those were the only 2 types. I mean, in LA, that is what it is. LA caters to people with money. If you got money, it's easier. I mean, that applies to all. That applies to all places in the United States, but in like some places it's easier. It's like when we were looking at Kansas, like you can rent a house in Kansas for like $750. You can't find a box in Los Angeles for $750.
You'd find maybe you'd find a house with people already in it renting a room for 700.
Exactly, that's what you would find. It's probably a tiny ass room, if you're lucky, you know, or you're just sharing a room with another person.
Because even what they consider singles, I think even that it's pretty pricey in LA.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
A studio in LA goes for like $1,500.
Oh, they go pretty high.
Like that's like, all right. I guess I'm never gonna save anything.
I'll never be able to live in an actual apartment, and I'll never be able to live in a studio.
But I think the thing is that they expect people to start making like, you know, 6-figure
It's
salary.
ridiculous because
You know?
they're like, go to school, get a degree, boom, boom, I did it. Goes for a job interview. We need someone with experience. What?
Yeah.
But I was studying. I got my degree. Does my degree not mean anything? And they're like, no, we need someone with experience.
Yeah.
So now instead of making it in LA, everybody wants people with experience, especially those who just came out of college and only dedicated their life to school to be full time to get to finish it sooner than other people, just to be like, wait, here, sorry.
I think
There's-
luck and background has a lot to do with it too. Luck and background have a lot to do with success. Your socioeconomic status, like if you come from a
Connections
family,
too. Connections help.
connections, yeah. But you know, going with the background, that's
Doesn't matter what background you have. If you have the connections, if you know someone, I mean, you can be middle class, or I mean, kind of these days, you're kind of a low class now, but depending on your situation. But if you consider yourself someone who like didn't have much growing up, and you decided dorm because you get financial aid, you got scholarships, and you end up with someone who's rich. Oh my God, a teacher. If I remember this correctly, I'm sorry if I butchered this, but he was, I believe he went to UCLA, and he was dormed with like a surfer dude, and his parents literally, white dude, his parents literally gave him the option because he was like doing so bad. They were like, we'll either give you the money we send you for school, or you gotta continue. He took the money and dropped out.
yeah.
And it's just like, he would have been kind of smarter. He could have made that connection.
Mhm.
Boom, you got a rich friend. But yeah, sometimes you could get dorm with someone and you can get a rich friend. Boom, connection.
That's what I need to do. I need to dorm with rich people.
Do you want to dorm with me anymore?
No, I'll dorm with you.
Okay.
Just become rich.
Me?
Yeah, you gotta become rich.
I gotta do all the work. I've been doing all the work
I will-
last couple of months.
I'll do all the work once you do all the work. That's how it works.
I did it for 4 months. I gotta do it for the next 4 months.
I've been doing it I did it for like a year and a half. Before that, 4 months.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? But I helped you with the car. That's a big amount.
This is
Way
getting-
more than the rent.
This is getting personal right now. You gotta stop. All
You
right.
started. Alright,
Alright.
but I want to go back to munching.
You want to go back to eating food?
Yeah, I still have my donuts.
All right. Well, this has been a fantastic time. Thank you for listening to our ramblings. Thank you for talking to me, because you never talk to me, for being personal. I'm just kidding. Look at your mouth dropping. Like, look, we love that. Look, we love doing this. We're gonna do it again here soon. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2021. Let's hope that it's way better than 2020. Looking forward to an awesome, awesome year.
I thought we were in 2032.
2032. Happy 2032, you filthy animal. Bye-bye.
That's for Christmas. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.